potential competitors, and it's a continuous battle. On the other extreme, frustrated by the lack of progress on nuclear weapons disarmament, a group of non-nuclear weapon states is promoting the recently adopted Treaty on Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons, BAN Treaty. This treaty trivializes the genuine national security concerns which have compelled certain states to rely on nuclear deterrence for self-defense. That includes Pakistan. Pakistan believes that for global and regional peace and stability, the motives which drive states to acquire weapons for self-defense need to be stressed. These include threats from conventional and non-conventional imbalances, existence of disputes. The United Nations resolution of the 1950s has not been implemented, and that has led to a festering issue which, if not handled, will continue to keep the South Asia in conflict. There is a need for the United States to play its due role in facilitating and resolution of long-standing disputes, like Kashmir, of course, and conflicts which are underlying factors for instability. Distinguished participants, Pakistan is committed to the objective of strategic stability in South Asia. Prior to 1998, Pakistan relentlessly pursued the objective of keeping South Asia free of nuclear weapons, despite the fact that in 1974, detonation had taken place in the region. Our proposals in this regard are well documented. However, the nuclear tests conducted by our neighbors in 1998, further nuclear tests conducted by our neighbors in 1998, ended any prospect for a nuclear weapons-free zone in South Asia. We were forced to respond through our own tests to restore the strategic balance in our region. Pakistan has, however, not given up the pursuit of meaningful engagement with India for confidence building, avoidance of arms race and risk reduction. We both are countries which need to save on arms and look after our people who are poor, and we need to improve our social net. But that cannot happen unless there is peace in the region. In this regard, Pakistan proposals for a strategic restraint regime encompassing nuclear and missile restraints, conflict resolution, and conventional balance can provide a good basis. Unfortunately, strategic stability in South Asia is being threatened by the induction of destabilizing weapons systems. And once a weapon system comes in, there is no choice but to try and match that, such as the anti-ballistic missile systems and offensive force postures, such as cold start and proactive strategy. Discriminatory exemptions by certain countries for the supply of nuclear technology and advanced military hardware in our neighborhood further complicate the regional security dimensions. While Pakistan will continue to demonstrate restraint and responsibility, no one should doubt our resolve to deny any space for war to those seeking such an opportunity despite the existence of nuclear weapons in South Asia. We expect the international community to take serious note of talk of surgical strikes and limited war. This just tends to up the postures of both countries, and it has always been initiated by our neighbor. The proponents of such reckless fantasies would bear the responsibility for any consequences. We hope that good sense prevails, and both Pakistan and India are able to agree on a framework for strategic stability. So far, we have not found progress. And all our overtures in that regard have found a belligerent rejection. We owe it to our people to employ greater efforts and resources towards their socio-economic well-being. Ladies and gentlemen, since its inception, the orientation of Pakistan's nuclear program has been civilian. We were one of the early subscribers to the Atoms for Peace Vision and the Statute of International Atomic Energy, IAEA. We have a complete program for harnessing peaceful uses of nuclear energy, including nuclear power plants, complete nuclear fuel cycle capabilities with our nuclear enrichment, research reactors, agriculture and biotechnology research centers, medical and oncology centers. As such, Pakistan can be a significant contributor to the attainment of the Sustainable Development Goals through international cooperation. We therefore intend to further strengthen partnerships at the international level, including with UN, IAEA, and developing countries as providers of services and expertise for civilian nuclear applications. Pakistan has applied for the membership of the Nuclear Suppliers Group. Pakistan's adherence to NSCG guidelines reflect our commitment and contribution to the non-proliferation regime. We will continue to support and actively participate in efforts for non-proliferation, nuclear safety and security. As a country with significant civilian nuclear program and the ability to supply items controlled by the NSG, Pakistan's participation will further the non-proliferation objectives of the group. For Pakistan, one of the most vulnerable countries to the impact of climate change, nuclear power generation provides a cleaner and more sustainable alternative for energy security. In this regard, we would like to underscore the imperative for a non-discriminatory and rule-based global order for access to peaceful uses of nuclear energy and other dual-use technologies. Exceptionalism and discriminatory waivers from rules undermine the credibility of multilateral disarmament and non-proliferation frameworks. Its future depends on the continuous commitment of the international community to the collective solutions. Challenges in the realm of the non-proliferation regime have to be addressed through diplomatic solutions and enhanced cooperation, not through polarization, coercion and exclusion. In this context, I would like to reiterate Pakistan's full support of the GCPOA, the pact with Iran of the 5+1 countries, and express our appreciation for Iran's continued implementation of its obligation under the agreement. We call upon all concerned parties to honor their respective commitments. We also welcome the recent positive developments in the Korean Peninsula and hope that the Democratic People's Republic of Korea and other concerned parties will abide by the international obligations for the realization of the goal of nuclear weapons-free Korean Peninsula. Ladies and gentlemen, we should be progressing for a nuclear-free world, but unless all countries come to some understanding and reduce the areas of conflict throughout the world and look forward to preserving the ecology, the environment, the world by itself, where in the last few decades we came up to a capability of destroying the world many times over. The world we live in, where human resource and human poverty has led to situations where there is a big divide between the haves and the have-nots. And unless conflicts are resolved, unless we reduce our postures, reduce our weapons, the world will not see peace easily and in the near future. So your deliberations in this conference are very important. I think it will send out positive messages throughout the world for what Pakistan wants and what the region deserves. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you, Dr. Mazari. Thank you, the delegates who have come from Islam.